Guys, I have found one of the weirdest articles ever written on the internet. Because it's written horribly, plus it uses a lot of info that just doesn't exist, and it has no evidence to show that what you're actually reading is genuine or complete BS. It follows the classic trust me bro logic, and it feels like those mythical conspiracy articles written by schizophrenics, but with an extra touch of technological esotericism. It might sound like I'm speaking nonsense, but hear me out for a few seconds. This is proof how desperate online journalism is for clicks, to the point where they would construct an unverifiable article filled with complete nonsense. Or it can just be reposted from another source, what do I know? Anyway, here is the mysterious side of the internet by the medium. This article is based on my searches and internet stories. I have not added any fake points, or all the things are like fantasy and created by humans themselves. No proof can prove these rumors. So do you mean that everything in this article is genuine, but then again you say that it features internet stories, which aren't the most credible sources for this kind of stuff? In a way, the author of the article contradicts himself, because at first he probably wanted to just list some conspiracy theories, but then he realized nobody would read it, so he switched in the middle of the sentence, claiming that this is in fact real and made by humans. I mean, who else would write something like this? Aliens? Or is it a pun on the fact that the people who wrote this aren't pretty well in their head? We are going to discover the secrets of searching the internet efficiently and effectively and pinpoint. In this article, we explore 8 stages of the internet. 8 stages? Weren't there only 3 stages? I guess I wasn't informed enough. Maybe the internet itself goes deeper than what I thought, or it could be just crap. Who knows? And by the way, I'll start ignoring these grammatical errors. Alright, scrolling a bit further, and here are the layers. Level 1 surface web, level 2 Bergie Web, I think. Level 3 deep web, level 4 charter web, level 5 Mariana's web, level 7, oh I guess there's no level 6. Oh wait, there is a layer 6, but it has no name. It just says this layer is the mediator between Mariana's web and the level 7. So are you just going to leave it without a name? Level 7, the fog/virus soup, and level 8, the Primarch or Primarch system. I'm more curious about the later stages because I already know of the first, but we'll still go through the first to see how correct the info is. So strap yourselves, it's time to dive into the deepest points of the internet. Level 1. Surface web. The first level is the surface web, also called the visible web, indexed web, or lightnet, which is accessible through normal means. It contains popular sites such as YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Reddit. It is searchable by standard search engines. A few examples of search engines including Firefox, Bing, Google, etc. This stage is accessible by everyone, or at least everybody who has access to the internet, and also the website offered are free for visits and using too, whatever that means. Although there are a few paid websites for premium content, like a premium version of YouTube, Netflix, and likewise. Alright, so besides the obvious grammatical errors, nothing weird or out of the ordinary is present on this, so let's dive deeper into Level 2, Bergie Web, whatever that means. This level is the last one normally accessible. All levels after that you have to access with a proxy server, Tor the Onion router, or by modifying your hardware. At this level you can find some quote-unquote underground but still indexed websites, such as 4chan, which is an image board website where users post anonymously. There are a few websites like the Kick-Ass Torrents, which is banned in India, but can still be accessed by using a VPN, in parentheses, virtual private network. I wouldn't necessarily consider 4chan in a lower section of the internet, because if it is indexed then it's on the surface web. Plus a lot of people use it, so you could consider it part of the main surface. Now I see what the guy was going for, the way he wanted to break the surface into 2 parts. You know, first you have the mainstream sites, your Spotify's, your Wikipedia's, your YouTube's, yada yada yada. And then you have the lower side, which are piracy sites and free Roblox generators. But I consider this pointless, considering that if it is indexed, then it's on the surface web. Also, torrent sites like, let's say, the Pirate, they don't even require VPNs, considering that most of them are just databases or pages with links. The torrents are not hosted on the site, so anybody can just clone the website, which means that if one gets taken down, there will be other 10 million other versions of the same website still available. Level 3, Deep Web. This is where it gets in. This is where it gets interesting. This is where it gets changed. Oh my god. This is where it gets interesting. The first part of this level can only be accessed by using a proxy. It contains CP core hacking websites. Did I try to say gore but didn't know how to spell it? Or they tried to do a shitty bypass thing so modern search engines do not blacklist the site for featuring the words that normally banish a website from indexation. Or maybe it's a reference to all of these aesthetics that have core at the end, like weirdcore, webcore, metalcore, I stole my mother's credit card to spend all funds on slot machines core. There are so many possibilities to what could this be a reference to, but let's continue reading. Core. Here begins the deep web. The deep web is the entire internet that cannot be found by regular search engines. 96% of the web. The second part of this level is only accessible through Tor, the onion router, which is a browser using which you can connect to a website in such a manner that your connection is bounced off like a bouncing ball in parentheses of relays in the Tor network. Thus, the website cannot know who you are and your privacy is secured. So basically, to access it, you need a lot of encoding and decoding skills. The links to this are divided in the source code, and then you should translate into the binary language, and you're into deep web. Alright, half of this is kinda accurate with the whole connection thing. The only thing I found rather weird was the fact that only now they decided to mention the Tor's main gimmick, that it creates its the way it creates its anonymous backbone, when you know they could have done it in the first time they mentioned it a level earlier. And then you have the whole encoding and decoding stuff. I don't know, it just feels too weird, the fact that you have like go in and have like binary shit, like convert it, decode it, encode it again. It just I'm not sure if this works. I mean, I've never I don't know how proxies really work, but I guess that works. Maybe I have no idea. I haven't been too invested in proxies or stuff like this. But what I can definitely say they got wrong is the CP gore hacking websites thing. The deep web doesn't rely on all of this, as most of the illegal shit that happens on it is mostly reserved for the dark web. Not the deep web. Actually, deep web sites can be accessed with most search engines, considering that to access them you just need a link, like this video game music site or this unlisted YouTube video of mine, so this is a bit misleading. Alright, now that we clarified everything, let's go deeper. Level 4, Charter Web. This level is also divided into two parts. The first can be accessed through Tor and is the most accessed part of the deep web. Things such as drugs and human trafficking, banned movies around the world, and books and black markets exist there. It also contains hidden wiki links, which is the first website you visit trying to get into the deep web. This is like the deep website, which further provides infinite links to other deep web pages or sites. The further you start going at it, the more restrictive and private the sites become. They start asking for registration IDs, passwords, sometimes credit, debit card details, for you to make a payment for entering the sites. Okay, so first things first, the hidden wiki doesn't have to be the first dark website you visit, because there are lists of websites on the surface web. Just because the hidden wiki is accessed by many, it doesn't have to be the first direct source for links, as you can use clearnet sites like Acmea or onion.index. And second of all, if a site requires ID, password or credit/debit cards and other types of verification, it is 100% a scam. There is no way this isn't just set up to steal your info. I mean, with how anonymous the dark web really is, you wouldn't expect government websites on there. I mean, It could have been possible in the past, thanks to the anonymity found on this layer or of the internet, but I don't think these sites would be easily indexed by a run-of-the-mill onion crawler. Actually, if they wanted to make these sites completely hidden from the public, I'm pretty sure they would just create an intranet where they would keep all of the secret sites and databases. I don't think any government would be foolish enough to actually put up their information on the public internet, because no matter how well you try to hide a website, it will still be found. If not now, then definitely in a few years. So to conclude, sites locked behind a paywall on the dark web are definitely scams. Level 5. Mariana's Web. This is where it gets plain silly. It is one internet, it is one of the most dangerous levels known so far. The name of this 5th level is taken from the deepest hole in the world, Mariana's Trench. Wow, I didn't know that. But besides that, I don't really have much to say about this. There are YouTube videos explaining this urban legend, but in a summary, Mariana's Web was an urban legend about a darker side of the dark web that could only be accessed with a quantum computer, but there are like 6 of these computers or less. And before people start going in my comment section tell me, well, actually there's Microsoft made their like 𝔓𝔢𝔳𝔢 chip or whatever, however it's called. Yes, I'm perfectly aware of this. This script was made way before the 𝔓𝔓𝔳𝔳 chip was announced, so yeah, I guess it seems that quantum computers will start to multiply in the near future. But when this site was made, when this article was published, when all of the rumors started going about the Mariana's Web, there weren't enough quantum computers to actually stabilize the successful internet connection or whatever, something like a darker version of the dark web. So that's the thing. There are too few quantum computers to actually make up a genuine service. So yeah, this Mariana Web is just an urban legend created by internet schizos, so they could salivate over it and, you know, spread it like wildfire and try to make it viral. But you want to know the best part about this thing? A paragraph later we get to this. Mariana's Web is the weird, perplexing web secret. There is no solid proof of its existence, so it's depending on which rumors you believe. As per research, till now, there is no one has visited this web. It's starting to contradict itself more at this point, because it states that it's a web secret and nobody has visited this part of it. So if we're going on to the fake bullshit conspiracy theory already, doesn't that mean that anything beyond this point is also fiction, going by this kind of logic? Level 6. Core. This layer is the mediator between Mariana's Web and Level 7. This layer is the intermediary between the Mariana's Web and Level 7, which is also called the fog/virus soup. It's a level that exists for the sole purpose of being one. Oh, so this is just a pointless level that has no reason to exist. It reminds me of that urban legend of that one French film that existed to not exist, and it was just a blank film reel destroyed at its own screening. It reminds me a lot of that, in the sense that it's just completely pointless and made up just to create mystery and wonder, because, you know, there's the whole thing of humans want to know everything, and when there's something unknown, it creates mystery and creepiness because humans are afraid of the unknown, and you know, all of that. By the way, I have a question. Is the next level literally called the fog/virus soup? Like that? And let's say if it weren't actually the fog/virus soup, if it was just 2 separate terms, like some people call it the fog and some call it virus soup, then you should have alternated between them, sometimes calling it the fog and sometimes calling it virus soup, not just listing them both with a slash. And that's the reason why I started explaining how to write essays as if we were in 2nd grade all over, as if we were in 2nd grade all over again. But the thing is, this rule applies to any language. It doesn't apply to only one. So if anyone tries using the "this rule doesn't apply to this language" argument, well, I think you should have stopped skipping school to play League of Legends or Fortnite on your computer. The deeper I go down this rabbit hole of an article, the more I believe this was made up by some alien that tried to contact us, the Earthlings, by using an article related to the dark web. I mean, with how poorly it is written, Someone could imagine this being made by aliens. It could have been around 5 seconds to copy and paste the contents of this article into Grammarly and let it autocorrect for you. And I know this might anger some people that would say in the comments,
"Are you correcting a person that makes grammar mistakes, yet your most popular videos are filled with them? You are a massive hypocrite!"
well, these videos are already 4 years old, so a lot has changed since then. Anyway, hope this also shed some light on my older videos, because while a little more amateurish, are still worth watching nonetheless. Back to the article. At this point, a person starts getting the attention they don't want, i.e., people come to kill you. Wait, what? It might sound very dramatic, but it's the truth. Where's the source of these claims? You can start seeing what I mean by this article is conflicting. There are things in this world that can only lie among people themselves, like drug lords and human traffickers. And once they know that you are aware of their work, your life is at risk. This might sound unreal, but it is happening. This entire article needs a huge, like a ginormous Wikipedia citation needed tag. You need quantum computing to get past the 6th layer, and this is where things get tough. The 7th layer is where the big players are. They're all trying to stop each other. There are hundreds of millions or billion-dollar operations gunning for control. I guess those source claims that there were only existed about 9 or a few quantum computers were actually wrong, and at this point anybody can afford one. I mean, if we base the claims on this article, it seems that anybody can just go to bestbuy.com and order one. And in the original script, I wanted to make a joke about my friend DMing me that he just unboxed his recent quantum computer with RTX ray tracing and NVIDIA backend video output, whatever. But yeah, I feel like this joke is kind of outdated, especially now that Microsoft announced their quantum chips and all of that. So maybe in the future they will make quantum computers be affordable to your average normie. But yeah, we'll skip over it and we'll go straight to level 7, the fog/virus soup. Seriously, where can I get one? This level is like a war zone. Every other person is trying to reach the next level. This is basically like a fight between people trying to overthrow the other for having the only power of the internet in the world. Whoever has reached the level is trying to do one of the two things: either reach level 8 or stop others from reaching it. They try to prevent others from reaching level 8 in whatever way necessary. The 7th layer is also called the fog or virus soup. Okay, so it seems that it is just two separate terms for the same level. So yeah, I guess my whole theory about grammar from a couple of minutes ago was actually correct. And why is it called the fog or virus soup? Well, it's because the entire thing is full of so many infinite codes to try to ruin other people poking around in their code. And code is what you'll find at this level. In simple words, everyone is fighting to keep others out because of the value of the system below. Oh, so it's just an average iShow speed live chat experience, but with hackers. No, but this is some like Matrix shit with the infinite codes flying everywhere, the binary rain, tens of thousands of terminal windows open, the electro rock Hackerville type soundtrack blasting in your ears. It is truly beautiful. Level 8, the Primarch system. This is the last level of the web. It is just too downright insane! Oh, I'm getting flashbacks to the 2015-2018 era of YouTube. You know, back when videos had thumbnails with red circles and arrows, the YouTubers would plug their merch constantly and try to every single trick in their book in order to extend the video for 10 minutes and get that sweet mid-roll ad revenue. Man, I miss the late 2010s. Level 8 is impossible to access directly or even by quantum computers. The Primarch system is the thing controlling the internet at the time. No government has control of it. Nobody even knows what it is. It's an anomaly at the heart of the deep web that was discovered by super deep web scans in the early 2000s. The system is believed to be an unresponsive, but it sends out unalterable commands to the entire internet randomly. Oh my god, this has to be the stupidest thing ever. If this doesn't reek of shitty 4chan conspiracy theory, then I have no idea what my life has come to. This feels like something 4chan would barf onto the World Wide Web. You know, you have those greasy 20-year-old bronies with tinfoil hats on their heads going like,
do you know there is an unstoppable sentient force living in the darkest corners of the internet?
It's as if the person who made this article has no idea how the internet works and just copy and pasted random conspiracy theories made up by the internet. I especially adore the way the system was discovered with super deep web scans. Not just regular scans, but super scans. Now that's some big brain type shit right there. It's like those "it's not something, it's advanced something" memes all over again. But actually, hold on, I think I realized something. Going back to the yummy virus soup, you know, back into the degenerate cesspool of cyber terrorists and script kiddies, it does say that they all try to stop each other from reaching level 8. Well, if this sentient creature living in the internet is apparently unstoppable and impenetrable, then why are people still trying to reach it? Do they do it just to take a selfie with the being or to show the rest of the internet how influential they are? This reminds me of those old folk stories of egotistical people that ventured into the most dangerous places just to prove how great they are, only then to die and be forgotten because they were assholes. So, in conclusion, there is a Lovecraftian entity living, watching every link you click on, every site you visit, every key you press on your keyboard, every account you create, every post you share, and every time you've masturbated on the internet. Overall, this article was very dumb, and I want it taken off the internet. Just kidding. Let it exist, because that's what makes the internet the internet. If there were no weird articles, videos, and other stuff like that, where would be the fun? Most of the fun coming from the internet is seeing the weirdest things that sometimes make you wonder, how are living, breathing humans being able to create something so strange? So in the end, I guess we can all say that this is one of the dumbest articles ever conceived. Because it just dives into like a bunch of conspiracy theories and all of that. And yeah, I think this is where we'll end this video. So I guess I'll go back and edit it and post it onto YouTube, you know, put a thumbnail, all of that, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye. Core. Wait a second. In the article it says that the Primarch system cannot be accessed with quantum computers or normal computers separately. But it didn't say you couldn't access it by combining both of them.